Hello, my name is Abe and welcome back to Monster Train. There we go, much better intro. Brains over brawn is where we are now. Let me actually read what this is. Sorry, no, wrong one. Your champion is not up for a fight, but they know plenty of card tricks. Your champion enters with Sap 10 and Heartless. Okay, well, that makes me think... Technically, the Spikes champion Awoken could work, but probably not. Little Fade could be incredible. Who cares if she enters with Sap if she's got Spikes or anything like that, or if she just buffs everyone. Heartless cannot be healed. Lots of champions don't need this. It's important to know, this is not every unit has Heartless, just your champion. Cards are not discarded, and every time you draft a card, gain a second copy. Each time you draft a card, gain a second copy. You know what's also interesting about this is that we could easily go Umbra Primordium. You don't want to take the one that transfers Sap, but you know, who cares if this unit is sapped if their whole deal is just getting eaten, you know? Who cares if they can't heal, they have 3 HP. Could be a good synergy there. Units can't heal. The only units that heal, or the only champion that you need healing for is the Sentient. No other champion you really care that much about the healing. Soul Guard, you probably care for healing. Penumbra, you probably care. Rector Flictor, maybe. Spine Chief, maybe. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna random this one. Because I honestly feel like you can get a lot of value out of any particular combination. As long as you don't get the Awoken Spike Champion, I think anything would work, probably. Of course, if I wanted to pick one, I would pick either Umbra or Melting Remnant, maybe both. But why don't we just do a random and see what happens? It could be terrible if we get like the Hellhorn Champion that doesn't do any damage. And once again, my mouse is freaking the F out when I launch the game. So what I'm gonna do, once again, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna turn this on to a borderless window and see how that works, because ever since I installed the new GPU, Monster Train has been giving me problems, but not huge problems, but small problems. So we have the Imp Queen Champion and mold cards. I mean, honestly, this seems really good. Buff, debuff Seraph means that Rage is gonna suck. But yeah, this doesn't seem that bad, although our Imp Queen isn't gonna be able to attack until you buff her damage because she has Sap 10. But we can play Imps, we can reform the Imps, we have mold cards and primitive mold cards, so this does seem like a heavy Imp build. And since we don't discard hands, why don't we just draw until we have 10? And I also think that gain gold when a friendly unit dies is insanely good because we're gonna have a lot of units dying. Add an Imp to your hand or rally plus 10. Dude, if we get enough tanks in front, Shardtail Queen is gonna outscale the Sap significantly. I will admit though, I like this because we get Imps that we can then mold that will then do positive things and then be brought back, but we only have Queen Implings to start. So let's just go for the rally bonus and then try to let her get all the killing blows on things, I think. I will admit though, this is my probably least favorite champion. It's probably gonna be very difficult, but we're gonna give it a shot. Let's do it. What do we have? We only have Queen Imps, but they do deal 10 damage every time they come out. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, I immediately forgot about the fact that we get 10 cards on the start. So, I mean, I gotta be honest with you, I really like the idea of just placing her and then raging her up immediately because nothing else in our hand does anything. Alternatively, we could play 3 primitive molds, but then we still have to play her eventually. Why don't we just start her raged up so she's doing damage? And now that we have Imps, we can Imp, sack the Imp to do damage. And this actually seems like a rather nice starting build here because we have so many Imps and so many reforms in our deck. Every turn, we're guaranteed almost essentially the ability to play Imps and then reform them. So even right now, I'm like, okay, play an Imp. Do we have an imp to reform? Yeah, so why don't you just reform the imp? Now you have an imp, and then you can play the imp, and then, oh hey, look, you can play the imp. What are we gonna do next turn? Something tells me we might want to consider reforming and playing some imps. So I'm like... I really want to see if there's a way to kill all of the units, but I actually don't think there is because this imp lived. No, hold on, I think there is. It's gotta be you in front to take 2 hits. And then this one in the back? We'll get 1 more kill. I don't think it matters what order you do this in, actually, so I'm just gonna do it like this. 1 unit's gonna make it through and hit the pyre for 9. But I think we did a pretty good job, all things considered. We gotta get this out of my hand. I will keep molding back all of these imps. You do have a whole bunch of lifesteal. Hey, at least what you do not have is an insane amount of stealth. And we actually have very, very strong imps right now. So we'll take this imp, we will take this imp. We will... You guys do 15 damage a turn, so you can tank first, you can tank second, now you're dead. Beautiful. Okay, I mean, that didn't go that badly, and this strategy I think will work. We just need to thin out the deck, remove the train stewards, and add better imps, and I think... we add 2 imps every time we draft a card. I mean, I really like the Welder Helper here. So I think we will take a Welder Helper. And then, oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll go draft. I mean, even if you just meld a draft into a draft, all of a sudden you have a multi-strike draft, so. Okay, do you take the Horned Warrior or do you take the Demon Fiend? If you put a draft in the Horned Warrior, they don't increase in capacity, and yet you can keep bringing them back because they'll die because they have low health. If you put a Demon Fiend in a draft, it comes out with more base damage but less multi-strike. Do we care about the base damage or do we care about multi-strike and scaling? Plus 30, or every time it molds, it comes back with, you know, +5. It's a tough one. I suppose we'd prefer the extra multi-strike in the long run. So we would take a draft, we would put it inside of the Horned Warrior, and then it comes out with Burnout 1. Okay, let's do that. Paraffin Enforcer, I think, is just trash. I honestly just don't even understand that card, basically. And I really like the idea of upgrades, maybe a Remnant unit to start with. Oh, and another stack of multi-strike. It's so good. Paraffin Thug, Paraffin Enforcer. We skip these. We already have units, and we already have units that we like. So we're going to meld a draft, put it into a Horned Warrior, and now he comes out with Burnout, admittedly, but then we give him another stack of multi-strike, and then we're already at 40 pack shards. Later we'll try to reroll him into either Quick or Large Stone, but I'm thinking now maybe we just get rid of this draft and this Horned Warrior, or maybe we meld them and then we upgrade this one later. But I really like the start that we have. There is there is a duplication coming up, which would be fantastic. We could just duplicate him, I mean, pretty much immediately. That does seem pretty good. You know, I'm gonna do something real quick. We're not playing a, snap shooter here. We can turn this on. Yeah, it seems a little bit better to me. Is there another duplicator? The only other duplicator is at the very end. Because I am thinking we could just, you know, put +5, +10 on it, but that's like not good enough. We need one of the premier upgrades if we're gonna be duplicating them, which means that maybe I'm just gonna go to the Merchant of Steel and then just search for an upgrade. But for right now, I like what we have. I like our unit. Let's see if we can't just survive for a little bit longer with 40 pack shards, which is actually kind of a lot. But due to the fact that we draw so much on turn 1 and we've got these great imps, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I am going to accept the Ember Drain. How do we want to do this? You? Right, makes sense. You. Queen's Imp. Queen's Imp. Now we have no energy for anything else. We definitely, desperately need energy. Relics that give us value when we play an Imp would also be fantastic. Like if I could get something that is like, when you play an Imp, draw a card and gain an energy. I would love to have one of those. Mold back a Queen's Imp, which I think is what we want to do here, because it will... Our Queen's gonna take a little hit, but that kills everything. We can't kill you. We should definitely play the Horned Warrior to get him cycling though. And the Draft, but let's start with the Horned Warrior because he is burnout already. We can play him on the next floor, but let's get him killed and coming back. We do need a lot. We do need more energy. So we will kill you. Now you're dying, but we can do better. We will primitive mold, see what we get. I mean, that's really good. So let's just give you the armor. We will target and mold back the Horned Warrior just because he is so damn good. And you can tank. Yeah. You know what? We don't even have to play that unit that we mold back. We could save him and then play him later because he's gonna stick in our hand. Don't forget about that. All right, mold. We did get the Horned Warrior and the Welder Helper again, so you come out. Wow, you have a lot of rage. Horned Warrior will die if I play them, but I should at least do 100 damage, right? You do 5 damage on death? I'd rather you didn't. How about this? Play the Horned Warrior. It will die, but then we can just play it later. It's gonna, you know, take these hits. And not even killing you is very, well, I guess you die. That makes sense. Let's get another Horned Warrior out there. We don't need another Imp. All right, we took 5 damage on the Pyre. As to be expected. You are Ember Drained because you had more burnout. I forgot about that. Oh, that's a pretty good luck of the draw right there, though. We can Horned Warrior and then Welder Helper in the front. Now you're taking 236 damage. Okay. So now we're just gonna play as many units as we can to die, just so that we get more cash. So why don't we take the worst Imp possible. If I play two, no, we can do it. Play you, then play you. Just don't play the other Imp because it'll actually cost us 5 gold. Or 10 gold, actually. Gold's fine, units are fine. We still just need energy. 100%. I like a Horn Break because we need something that can kill units. We're adding a lot of cards, but it's kind of just, oh well. And then I kind of also like taking even more drafts. They are good enough on their own, and in theory, once we get more energy, these garbage drafts will be playable. But I still think that maybe we just want to put this draft in this Horned Warrior and then just have these two guys come out every single turn dying and then doing a lot of damage. We don't need Purifying Cleanse. We don't really need Drip Fall either. I think we'll just skip this. kind of like our tech right now, though. Now, here's the real question. Do you Hellvent to duplicate the Horned Warrior, or do you try to upgrade the Horned Warrior instead? Or Concealed Caverns and then upgrade, or then duplicate, or then upgrade, I don't know. The next duplicator is all the way over here. We will skip a Merchant of Steel to do it. It doesn't sound like that bad of an idea, though, because we can get some good upgrades right now. Maybe just upgrade another Horned Warrior, just have that around for a while in the deck. Maybe have 2 or 3 of these things, 4 of them, I don't know. Yeah, you know, we don't need another unit, I don't think. Unless it's a Demon Fiend that just gives us like raw stats, we can toss that inside of a draft, or probably inside of a Horned Warrior. Let's go for the upgrades. I also like the Pyre Health. +3 burnout each time it's applied, 15 armor, lose money instead of taking damage. I don't love these. But I kind of like plus burnout to keep our units alive a little bit longer for Relentless, but maybe we'll just take the Pyre armor just so that we don't take as much damage as we progress. You know, give me the +3 burnout. We can work around that. That's not a bad upgrade. Endless. If we're gonna be reforming other imps, one Endless Welder Helper, especially if we put something inside of it's pretty nice. We have to thin out a lot in this deck, but I think this is acceptable. We're not gonna have enough money though to get another upgrade. No, we can, 100, 200, yeah, okay. We'll barely have enough, but yeah, maybe we just make this one endless and then maybe we can, well, I don't know what we would put inside of it. It's kind of hoping we could get a Transcendent, but I don't know. With the amount of reform we have, Endless doesn't seem very good. I'd rather just remove the Queen Imps and Train Stewards and then just reform back the free Imps every turn. Plus 25 HP. Do we want a Welder Helper to be tankable? No. Because it's going to be played in the back and then die. So I think we just re-roll immediately. We could give a little bit of HP to a Horned Warrior, but that doesn't seem appropriate either. We can make a Horned Warrior endless. Also doesn't really seem that good. Yeah, just reroll. More multi-strike. I mean, how can I not? Burnout 4. So here's the problem with this. If we don't give them quick, they go in the back, but then they don't scale. So I think we'll actually just multi-strike the other Horned Warrior and then do a meld, draft into Horned Warrior. It gets rid of the draft, and then we have 2 equivalent Horned Warriors. It's a little bit more expensive than just like duplicating another one, but like we just rolled poorly on this. We didn't get quick, and we didn't get the other one that we wanted, which was Large Stone. I would have taken either. But I tell you what, why not just go for a Horned Warrior? And heck, this one doesn't even have to be draft enabled, but we would probably prefer it to be draft enabled. Could also give the draft the multi-strike. We could put the Horned Warrior inside of the draft with fragility. Doesn't seem that good though, does it? Just give me the Horned Warrior upgrade. I really don't like these upgrades right now, but you know, it's something. I could give one of you Rage. I still think I'd prefer to just wait. Let's see what we get here. Rail Spikes and Spike Driver. Okay, we should have definitely done this first. Merchant of Steel is 2 combats away. But it's the Spike Drivers, it's what you take. Damn, I did buy multi-strike. But that's fine. We'll just let this unit stick around, and then we'll play it in 2 combats, and then we'll start scaling them. And in fact, what's the essence on this? +1/+1 and endless. That's real bad. We'll probably put maybe the draft inside of it, and then just get rid of this Horned Warrior now, because we don't need it. We have Spike Drivers. That's our units. A lot has changed very quickly due to the fact that we picked up this spike driver. It's a classic build. Melting Remnant spike drivers. It really is. Okay, I mean, we'll take 1 energy loss in order to start the armor spawning up there. You need to be killed repeatedly. However, can I keep you alive? I think the answer to that question is no. So instead, I will just wipe you. Now that imp up there in the back, we can kill it. We just need to get impressive. That's exactly what we wanted. So we will mold back our Hornbreaker. He does a lot of damage. You have damage shield? That's annoying. You have a lot of damage, but I'd really just prefer, I think, to keep the Shardtail Queen as alive as possible. So I'm just gonna dump a Queen's Imp in front. Play you to do a lot of damage and get some kills. And then, you know, these Horned Warriors, they're doing what they're meant to do, which is just body block for the Shardtail Queen on the upper floor. Oh no, you're dying, except wait a minute. Still dying? You're taking exactly 8 damage? Okay, well, why don't we just do one of these? And then we will mold back our imp. Probably should not have molded back the imp, honestly. Because I still need to get this welder helper out here, which I guess we can do right now. Do we have another impressive in the deck? No. This welder helper in the back is gonna be a little annoying, but still, we'll do this. We'll blow him up. Actually, let's mold first, then blow him up, because we know what we're gonna draw. We're drawing the Horned Warrior. Horned Warrior! And, 2, 5, 6, you're dead, you're dead. I guess we'll, let this one die, just so that it can be molded back next turn. And we have targeted molds that we can use to bring him out right at the exact moment that we want. So Draft could go out as well, targeted mold. I mean, I really like the idea of just continuously targeted molding the welder helper imp. Just because it's so much value. Although he is gonna have burnout now that I think about it. So why don't we do this? And then we'll do, it's the wrong imp. Well, you know what? Why don't, ah, crap. You're gonna be alive for 3 turns? Well, you know what? Hold it in hand. Play it next turn. You don't have to play it now. In which case, that stops you from taking any damage. We're not drawing anything, but, you know, whatever. These train stewards have to go. They are clogging up the deck. I like that he has 666 HP. Okay. Big ol' Horned Warrior. And honestly, you know, we could just plonk him down here and then give him the armor. He's doing a lot of damage. You're doing 140? Okay, it might be less than I thought you would be doing. However, buys you a hit. Now you're taking 249. The imp will die on the spikes, but the draft won't. 349, added exactly 100 damage. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, we want these units to die and give us money anyways. Now, perform a random unit. You hope for a good unit and you got a good unit. Now, how long can you keep this unit alive is the question. You can keep him alive to do 2 attacks, so 240 damage. Actually, 3 attacks, so 360 damage. So we can actually kill the boss here. If we can kill the boss, I suppose we'd rather play him on floor 2 and play garbage down here, right? Well, except if we do that, we're not getting any more gold out of this. We're getting the same amount of gold, so you know, it doesn't matter. Just do it like this. Okay. I mean, that worked totally fine. We haven't taken any pyro damage in a while. I think we took 14 total over the run so far. Consume, add a draft. So I really like this. Burnout 7 to friendly units plus 4 attack. Spike of the Hellhorn is also pretty good. But I like Sacrificial Resurrection to get rid of the garbage in our hand. Like it can get rid of all of the imps, the train stewards that we don't want, and then we can start drawing more cards. Energy kind of does that though, because we can just get rid of the cards, but we are gonna have garbage we don't want. We're gonna have primitive molds, we're gonna have Queen's Imps, we're gonna have train stewards. Actually, we're not gonna get rid of the primitive molds, but I actually think this is what I want. It's a free card that cleanses our hand. Now, the other thing though is that if there's things in hand that we want to play, we can't play these because they will just get rid of good cards. But if the cards in our hand are garbage, you know, we could just do this. Actually, if we consume a unit, we can reform it. So we can consume a Horned Warrior and then bring it back, or consume an Imp and then bring it back. So, or you can get the plus attack, or you could get the Rage and Armor. I'm gonna take Sacrificial Resurrection. You think we can do a Consumer of Crowns? Well, you know what? We can consume it and then bring it back. So sure, I will take 2 consumers. I will take energy. This deck is getting mighty thick, but we do get 10 cards on the first turn. So there's something to that. I don't think we need more units, so I'm gonna go to the right and start upgrading spells. Remove 2 cards. Train stewards have to go. The North says, card says draft on it. Abe, I think this is what we want. I do have a tendency to love the draft cards. We don't want this. I do have a tendency to love the draft cards. I think they're very good. I don't know if we're gonna do the purging. We gotta think about that. Double stack, costs 1 more. I still think that's too expensive. I will upgrade a Hornbreak, and I will make cards cheaper now. Probably Ritual of Battle. What are you gonna put this on though? I mean, there's a lot, but I would love to be able to get a mold holdover. I might just start there with the -1. Remove consume. That's not what we're looking for. So I will make this, Hornbreak is still probably better than Impressive. It is 100 damage though. For an imp, and we're gonna have a lot of imps. So I will make 1 Ritual of Battle a little bit cheaper. I think this is a big whiff on the upgrades though. And here, we have so many units, man. We don't really need the Consumer of Crowns, do we? If we're going Spike Driver build, that might have been a bit of a snap take. But what I like about it is that it stays in your hand until it's playable, and then you play it, and then you have a consumer, or you can consume it and then bring it back. So I don't think these need upgrades. I don't think anything really needs an upgrade. Maybe the draft into the Horned Warrior, just to make the Horned Warrior a little bit stronger by default. We could also draft into the Spike Driver, but all that does is it gives it another stack of multi-strike. That's still really good. I think Combustible Wax was the wrong take, because now we can't put units in the back and let them die naturally. I'm gonna get rid of the draft. I don't want to see it again. Oh my god, 80? Might be a little bit too aggressive on those. Don't die. We got a lot to do. Don't die. This is the very easy trial. They do so little damage. You're annoying, and you're gonna add a lot of garbage to my deck. I have spells. Oh, this is not the upgraded one. What did I? Oh, I put the +10 on. Right, I know what I put it on. Well, Sacrificial Resurrection ×2. It will ruin mold, so we'll do this like next turn probably. That'll kill all of them. We're gonna be Ember Drain next turn though. I think that killing you is probably a smart play. Do we care about losing 2 primitive molds if we can get a consumer out? Oh, we can't get a consumer out, right. I could get a Queen's Imp out, but I think it's actually just way better just to do this. You're gonna add garbage. And you know what? Sacrificial Resurrection can get rid of the garbage, and we might be able to play the consumer anyways next turn. Hello. This is not what I wanted. We do have the good draft. Now the real question is, can we kill everything? If we play you in the back, we can get everything, and then you're gonna die in 4 turns, but that's 4 turns from now. 2, 2, 2, 2. So you'll die there as well. I'll admit though, I kind of do like the Horned Warrior in the back. Sure, it'll die in 4 turns, which is a long time from now, but it gets us the gold and all the kills, which admittedly we don't need. We could primitive mold to bring back an imp. The imp would do 6 by 6. No, I think we want the Horned Warrior. I think we just Horned Warrior sacrificial and you play the draft. Well, you can't play the draft here. You could primitive mold, but then you don't have the energy to play the draft. No, we do. We have 3 energy. I'm dumb. Okay, hold on. Think about this. We have 3 energy. Horned Warrior. Mold. Imp. Sack all of this garbage. An 80 times 2 draft. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, now there's nothing making it up to the 2nd floor. And then all we gotta do is get more reform cards and we can bring back that Consumer of Crown. It might take a minute, clearly. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. That kills you, which is kind of absurd. I want you to just come out and die. Still unable to play the Consumer, but that's fine. Although I'm starting to think that this consumer is not going to be playable. I mean, our champion does so little damage, I feel like we gotta go all in on these drafts. I mean, look at him. And a welder helper down here kills the clipped guardian. If we put anything in the back, we'll actually get the kill in the absolver, aka Mr. Sap plus adds a card to your deck. Yeah, so we can already kill them both. And we can actually kill them both and play the welder helper up here. I suppose we do need a tank, and she is kind of the tank, so get rid of this. So you've got to go in front. You'll take the first hit and die. You'll live. Now you're all dead. Let's get a welder helper out here. We're gonna have energy problems next turn, but that's fine. I think we will be able to play this consumer. Spike driver we need to upgrade before we can play it. Oh, speaking of consumer. What's coming up next turn? Another mold. I mean, you gotta get it out now, right? It's just funny enough, it just might work. And then, he's gonna live for a few turns, which is nice. We can get rid of this imp finally, although 100 damage we might want to save. I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna add garbage to my deck, but at least we are killing you. Don't play the spike driver, it's important to keep it. You're taking 141 damage. Most I can do with you is 300 damage. Let's think about this. We can reform back. That's not the reform pile. A Horned Warrior or a pretty good draft. I mean, you do 160 damage, you do 100 damage, so you are the better thing to bring back. And then honestly, I'm like, Welder Helper Draft seems really good down here. You're dead. All right, that's pretty easy. Well, in that case, there's 5 gold. Is there any way we can get any more cash? I think the answer to this question is unfortunately no, so end turn. I mean, that worked totally fine. That was easy. We made one insanely good draft and then brought him back once. Impalate. Pretty good. Important Work, though, is kind of the card I've been looking for. Sacrifice Imp, gain energy, draw a card. 2 of those in the deck is totally fine. Is it really what we're looking for, though? Would we rather just have a good spell that does 100 damage? Times 2. We don't really have a lot of spells, but it only hits the front position. If we had an Endless Imp, Important Work would be able to pull that imp back every single turn, which is great. I think because the imps are gonna be free in a lot of situations, I kinda like this to get the energy. We'll take Important Work. It doesn't really thicken up the deck, I don't think. Wax and Spike, Fatal Melting, Subsuming Blade. So Fatal Melting I kinda like due to the crowd control damage. Subsuming Blade though I also really like, but it's expensive and we get 2 of them. Wax and Spike, it adds Burnout 7? You know, I'm gonna take it. Because here's what I'm thinking. If our units have a lot of burnout and they don't die, we might as well put them in the back and then they're gonna live forever. That's what I'm thinking. Now, is it a good play? I mean, it's not terrible. It's a way of expending energy. It's X. It's a good damage bonus. We did get a Frenzy Stone. I think we do want this on Spike Driver. We would like a large stone to go along with this, though. Maybe. I will, I think, put health on one of the Horned Warriors, probably. Maybe even a Consumer to make it function as a tank. I'd like the Horned Warrior to live long enough to attack once. Whatever, we have so many upgrades we're pulling here. Quick, okay, we can put this on the other Horned Warrior. So Spike Driver, I really would have wanted to make it a little bit stronger, but you know what, we can give it Rage. They just go in the back? I don't know about that, man. They do get plus 10 permanently when they finally die. Maybe we want Quick on the Spike Driver. And then when it gets plus 10, it'll come out, attack, die, and then get replayed. I'm sorry, Horned Warrior, but maybe this is what we're looking for. It does very little damage now, but in like 3 combats, it'll do, you know, pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do it. And then, you know what? Horned Warrior, take another plus 25. We've got a lot of weird units in this deck. What's coming up next? I'm gonna save my gold. You know, I could... Nah, don't do that. There are, oh my God, there's 3 more temples coming up. We can do a lot of melding. Restore all health when they move up a floor for an artifact. I think we can do this. These guys do have a lot of health, but we do deal a lot of damage when our units are finally out there. It's extremely risky, but I think we can try. Lorenzo Bain, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Is this the last Divinity DLC? It is. We're at 80 pack shards. It's kind of a lot. So we can consume our hand immediately, but I really don't want to with these primitive molds. I want to use them. So what I'm going to do is start with the draft. It's pretty good. You're gonna restore all health, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I really don't want to lose 3 molds, so I'm not going to. Let's save the sacrificial cards for later. Now, I kind of want an imp. An imp would be a nice card to have in my deck right now, I have to admit. So maybe I will play Sacrificial Resurrection to get rid of all these molds and completely ruin our deck. No, I have an idea. Here's the idea. Form a unit. You got another welder helper. Fantastic. You know, this will actually kill you. And you. So we only have to deal with you. Surprised you were not shard enhanced, but I suppose I should not look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, I actually really like this turn. Here's the idea. Welder helper, Sacrificial Resurrection, which gives us a draft that's capable of killing this guy next turn. Yeah, that's totally fine. And then when those imps die, we'll just keep replaying them. Here's our important work. So you're burnout, let's kill you. Can mold back a consumer of crowns. You don't say. You don't say. Okay, well let's bring him. Let's bring him out. Why would you not want to play a consumer? And then you can just tank a hit. And then Wax and Spike we don't really need. Let's give you a bunch of rage. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Restored all health when they moved up, but at least we're killing one of them. We can kill them all, I think. Maybe? Maybe not. But you're gonna die up here. I mean, you're gonna take 200 damage. 4 energy. We can play this consumer in our hand. We can. We can. Queen's Imp plus a Queen's Imp, -6. So this will cost 1 energy. It's funny, because if I bring back the Welder Helper, it's free. But we could also bring back the Horned Warrior. We need more melding, we do. Dun, 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 dun. Lorenzo Bain says, I have codes for Monster Train. Do you want to give them to a follower? If you wanna just give them out. Does anyone in chat want Monster Train? I feel like I should distance myself from the transaction though, so that I'm not to blame if if the codes end up being rejected. But you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to give them to me specifically, just send me a DM. I don't know what to do about this. I think we'll start by killing these units. Actually, we don't have the energy to play the consumer by playing both of those, but that's still fine. Actually, I can't play the Horned Warrior here. So you're gonna make it up and you're gonna die on this floor. I don't care. In that case, let's get the imps out. So we'll get a little bit more armor gain here. I need holdover on those imp kill cards. Then these Welder Helpers would be a lot easier to take out. We'll just play this just kill you, and then do I want to give Burnout 7 to the draft? No. Well, I mean, I don't know. It'll keep it alive for quite some time, but if it dies, it comes back. It molds. The code is rejected, it's free anyways. Good point. Well, thank you, Lorenzo Bain. I will take a look at that later. Impressive. think. We can play consumer for 1 energy. We can play it for 0. And then we can blow up an imp. Kind of like the idea of blowing up this imp up here just to save myself capacity to play something else up here. Because if we blow up this imp, we don't deal 100 damage, but you only have 4 HP next turn anyways, but you're gonna die anyways, it doesn't matter. So why don't we just blow up like this imp? Saves us the space. And I'm gonna let the draft die. Oh, the units that we have coming up are so bad though. Maybe we just play the Wax and Spike to keep the draft alive so it can do some serious damage here. Yeah, you know what? We can keep our champion alive. We have a second Wax and Spike, but let's make sure we can deal with the second floor. You're making it, but I can kill you. I can kill you with like an imp. An imp will do enough damage. In fact, the welder helper will do enough damage, so we're fine. I could also just make another draft and keep 2 draft alive up here. That's not a bad idea. But I do need to kill this imp to summon more space. So I know what we're doing. I know what I'm gonna do. I need this spike driver to die. It's doing 3 damage, perfect. You're already dead. An imp. Actually, does this do enough on its own? I think it does. To kill everything. Also blocks 18 damage. Kind of like the idea of just summoning a welder helper for the top floor though, because it applies the armor, but this blocks roughly the same amount of damage, but it does buff the champion, but so does this. We could mold and save it and bring back a freaking consumer next turn or something. So sure. That doesn't do enough to get a kill though. Okay, hold up. Oh no, it does. What happened? I guess it just took a minute for everything to kind of filter out there. Well, you know what? If we have this Ritual of Battle in hand, let's freaking dump it. I don't want it anymore. Get out of my hand. Our champion does not have much health. I need to get more HP on this champion. But this is what I was hoping for with the Impressive, because we can put some big stuff behind her now. We can mold back a consumer. We got a lot of stuff here. So, mold, spike driver. It's very good. Imp. We want to mold back. Actually, we want to. What are we gonna draw? Important work, Hornbreak. Good cards. Mold back the consumer. Well, consumer does 110 damage, you do 80 damage. You have more health, there's more capacity. I guess let's just bring back a consumer. Then we can mold back the welder helper. We can give you 20 armor. We can blow you up. Spike driver in front, taking 128. Look, I wish it was a little more, but it's fine. I think we'll just wax and spike just to dump. No, don't do it. We'll have a lot of energy next turn. Taking 297 damage. How much damage do you do? You do 42 damage? Oh my lord, that's a lot. Well, we need to definitely put tanks in front. Let's start with the important work. It's a spike driver. Here's the thing, I actually just want to play it because it'll get us a third or a fourth copy in the deck, which is as much as we need. So we could play it and then horn break it. There you go. So that quest is now completed. Segus Jr. says, did you deliberately take Shardtail Queen? No, it was random. It was Randy random. And then we can... Taking 306. You're taking 306 because we have 306 damage in one attack. What's the most healthy 2-pip unit? It's definitely a... I mean, a welder helper is 31, but this guy is 35, and he does damage. Oh. Consumer is too big. Can I kill a unit? No. I could, you know, I could just sacrificial resurrection and then just play a draft. It'll do an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 160 damage. That's not enough, but we're close. We're very close. I need to bring back a mold card if I mold an imp and then play the imp. You know what? We can just do it like this then. Queen's imp. Let's important work it. Draw a card. We did draw a second molded. It would have worked. Well, you know what? We can just play 2 welder helpers and then we'll have enough HP to survive this, I think. An extra 40 armor should do it. And we can just dump these in front. It doesn't matter. And then we can just wax and spike everything. And then cleanse our hand. Okay, I mean, a little closer at the end. Extra energy is insanely valuable. Consume spell to your hand. Dude, why not? We'll consume a bunch of our cards thanks to Sacrificial Resurrection and we'll get them back. I actually kind of like this idea. Important work, yes, but why not get more cards for free? And then Wicked Blaze, I love the idea of this card because we get a lot of energy and we want to keep molding things back and we want to be able to have targeted mold. I thought it was plus 10, it's actually plus 20 damage. Those critters are gonna be insanely good now. Critters. Yeah, we've got a weird run going on here, but it's a good run. And I am gonna keep removing cards because we don't want these garbage Queen's imps. We have better imps. So even before trinkets, I really want to upgrade spells and I really want to see what this concealed cavern has. Why don't we check this first? Build a card. I mean, we'll do it and then we'll probably not take it, but maybe we will take it. Yeah, you know what? An armor card is kind of nice. You can't be healed, but you can be buffed. Sorry for the squeaky chair. Scream. Pushes her to the back when you play it? You know, I don't think we want one big floor, but we could do one big floor. Let's just do a push. Armor 10, 10 attack, push to back. And it only added 1 copy. I think this is fine. Remove cards. Queen's imps can definitely go. We're gonna go capacity, by the way, on the next boss fight. We do need it. I don't care about consuming cards anymore. In fact, we'll do that. Wicked Blaze would be nice, but because it brings back a unit, we're more likely to hit the energy refund naturally. So just a better mold, a cheaper Ritual of Battle. That's an upgrade that can actually matter a little bit more. And holdover is absolutely what I am looking for. Specifically, important work is amazing, and Wicked Blaze, I think, might actually be better. So I will upgrade the Wicked Blaze and make it cost 1. Yeah, we can do a big impressive. And I am gonna spend the rest of my money and just remove a card. I will remove another Queen's Imp. And any card in our hand that we don't have the ability to play or don't want to play, oh, maybe we should have made it free. You know, I'm totally fine with it just being consumed and then coming back later, or just waiting for the next turn and then playing it on a garbage imp. Really don't want that many packed shards, but -2, you know, on a Wicked Blaze allows you to play a lot more stuff. I mean, a holdover on this would be insanely good. Yeah, okay. 95 packed shards is not that much different from 90, or 80 rather. If it's Rage Fell, it doesn't give her any more multi-strike. It's not even Fell. Was not paying attention. Please, thank you. So already we have important work and impressive. Spells will be more expensive if I blow up an imp though. So let's wait on this for a minute. We know we're gonna be doing this, and this, and this. And then with old magic, we actually don't even need to kill the imps now. We can just let them die normally. Consumer of Crowns is also playable, and he'll get a kill. Okay, well, I mean, almost gets a kill. You might as well do this. See what you get? We got a freaking sweet draft, yeah. Or Sweet Horned Warrior draft, rather. So they're all dead. I mean, that's a pretty good opening turn. And then just save the Waxen Spikes. And if they consume, they'll come back anyways. It doesn't matter. We're gonna get garbage added to our deck. Guess what? That's right. It doesn't matter. What does matter? Rage on you to help get you out of your sap. Could be pretty good. Also just playing a bunch of imps and then playing the consumer is okay. Oh, that's why you gotta be careful about the... Right, okay, I see. Well, it's not great, but we can kill you and then play the imp. And then play an imp and get energy back. Forgot about that, too. Impish Scholar is also playable. Okay. Where can we play it? Because we need the energy to play Consumer. Well, we don't. We can play it and then the draft. What is it going to bring back? Impressive. Ah, makes total sense. Oh, in that case, well, it's not going to work. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Maybe it does? It doesn't. Whatever, just get played. I don't know, I wish there was a place to play the consumer, but there isn't, so... I'm just gonna end turn. It seemed okay. Spike Driver Colony. This is what we're looking for. These guys, we want them to hit, die, and come back repeatedly. They're actually extremely great units. In fact, we want them to die as quickly as possible. Very good unit for the Wax and Spike as well. Weight of Contrition, we can purge it if we want. Am I okay giving you 14 burnout? Maybe. Spells would be more expensive. I really don't like that. I can't even play the consumer. I need way more capacity. Okay, well, in that case, I guess, sure. Remove your spell shield. I can't even play another unit to get energy. Well, I can, it's just weird. You know what? The damage bonus will stick around, won't it? When you get resummoned. And then we can get a draft. We can't play it because it costs 1 energy, but that's fine. Yeah, I just realized if the units die, they still maintain the plus bonus we gave them. Yeah, because you're still at 29. You guys are 21s. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. Perfect. Reform a unit. We are going to reform the Spike Driver, because now a 44 times 3. So it doesn't matter where I play you, you will still die. There's a consumer and there's a welder helper, okay. They're still dying. You can still get more armor. You know what, let's play a draft just so that it dies out within 4 turns. And let's play Spike Driver. It's kind of working? It's kind of working. Don't really want to play this Queen's Imp, but we can play a Spike Driver who will die. And then we will mold back a Spike Driver. I mean, we can mold back the Impish Scholar. We do have a lot of consumed cards. It's not a bad idea, but I don't want to just bring back the same drafts over and over again. I think I'm okay just doing this. And just kind of seeing what we roll into. They're both dying. They're dying. You have burnout 5. It is actually worth playing up here. You will burn out before the end, but actually I can just kill you with a spell anyways. And we've already picked up 70 gold on the fight too. There's our Wicked Blaze holdover. We're lucky to see it. Please continue to give me the world's best Spike Drivers. You can get out of the way now. Oh my lord, taking 78 damage, huh? What's gonna go down on this floor? Not a whole lot, huh? Well, let's play the Spike Drivers down here then. You know what, I'll give you the rage. I will bring back a Horn Break. Not really what I was looking for. But you know what I do like? Kinda do like the idea of just killing another Spike Driver and just bringing it back next turn because we have that holdover card. In fact, we could kill one of these and bring it back next turn. Yeah, why not? Okay, well, I mean, that might be why not, but it's fine. We did add 2 garbage cards to our deck, but we can just pay for them. And then, oh look, a 59 times 3 Spike Driver. Okay, okay. It's working. It's working. It's a little slow. But we're getting the job done. I can just play this next turn, although it's not really gonna matter. I guess we'll just do this and then nothing. That was a bit of a weak turn. But now... Okay. Now we ice you. You have burnout 5. And you do the most damage. We bring back another one. And then we save the other Wicked Blaze so we can bring them all back a turn from now. I mean, you're taking 1,400 damage. 1,600 damage, excuse me, princess. But I'm like, okay, well, what's the best 1-pip unit we have? A draft. I think this is just gonna kill you. You're dead. All right, I mean, fantastic. And just imagine this with a little bit more capacity. We can actually play these Spike Drivers a little bit more reliably. The Horned Warriors don't matter at all, but we didn't know that going into it, you know? We only realized that once we had added them into consumers, being like, hey, there's a bit of a synergy here between Horned Warrior, Consumer of Crowns, and then Sacrificial Resurrection, and then immediately getting Impish Scholar after that too. Spike of the Hellhorn, Remnant Pact. Like Endless to a unit. We don't really need Endless, although an Endless Imp coming back could be good. Because then we don't have to mold it, but molding hasn't really been a problem. Like an Endless Impish Scholar is actually pretty good. Gives you a random consumed card every turn after you consume your cards, like a Wax and Spike or something. I could see Remnant Pact being okay. It kind of does synergize with what we're doing here, although it is still weird. Don't, ignore the 40 card deck. The deck is thinner than it looks, don't worry. Unit upgrades are fine. Yeah. Get a free relic, remove some cards. We're not really doing anything important at the Merchant of Steel, but champion gains plus 50% attack, worthless. Blights and Scourges cost 0. Look, I don't know if this is actually gonna buff your attack damage when you enter with Sap, but if anything, it's only by 5 damage anyways, so sure, Blights and Scourges cost 0. Although, you know what? Hold up. An Endless Queen with Mark of a Champion could be okay, but it takes way too long to set up. And it's not necessary when our other units are so strong. Guess we're just gonna go full-on rally build here. There's our large stone finally. I don't really want to large stone anything. Earlier when we had, multi-strike 3 Horned Warriors, would have been worth a lot of damage. But right now, we actually do want to thin the capacity so we can actually play things. In fact, the consumers aren't really that necessary now, but I don't know, we can leave 1 into the deck just to gild it probably. So I am thinking, what if we just buff it so slightly? And then, no, I don't want to make it 4 capacity. Although we'll have 100 HP and it functions as a great tank, but our units we don't really care if they die, do we? Why not? Just do it anyways. What's the worst that can happen? Although, what I could do is put a consumer in a consumer to make it way more playable. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I could put a spike driver in a welder helper. Does not seem good. Yeah, I'm not gonna go to 150 pack shards in this one. I'm just gonna fly under the radar, I think. I will remove these imps though. Queen's imps are not what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm okay with this. We'll get whatever we need there. Doesn't matter. Living armor, and then multi-strike enemies. Spikes 5? I don't care. I really don't. Wicked Blaze already. You love to see it. Unfortunately, I can't kill any units and we don't have any imps. Who could have seen this coming? Next turn though. Oh baby, next turn. I am like, Sacrificial Resurrection, Holdover, Wicked Blaze is not bad. So it would be like, Queen. Hold this over. Horned Warrior. Sacrifice everything. Then you got a good draft. They're all done. Well, I mean, they're hitting and then they're dying. Because the Horned Warrior had so much health. But now that they're dead, hey, Wicked Blaze will just bring them back because we played it last turn for holdover purposes. And Impish Scholar is going to give us a card back anyways. So now, I mean, the draft is real freaking good, but the Horned Warrior gets so much better. I do no damage. We'll solve that problem in a second. You're still dying, huh? That's fine. We'll deal with this. Whoa, we're gonna deal with it. Although, don't have the capacity here anymore, and this is one hell of an overkill on one unit, but sure, there you go. Hey, at least you're doing a lot of damage. Yeah, let's Impish Scholar. Bring back a Molded. Okay, we'll mold back. Let's tempting, but there's no room for it. So we'll bring back the draft. Trust me, this'll be fine. Then you draft. Now you're taking a lot of damage. Then you can play a Horned Warrior. Then you can just add a draft to your deck, and then have this draft take a hit. It doesn't actually, no, it means you're living, but it doesn't mean you're doing any more damage. I understand, okay. And we're not killing you! At least we're getting 400 gold out of this, but after all of that, I could have played the draft on the top floor. The top floor. Hey, you got a draft on the top floor, I hear. Okay, reform. Well, we need a draft, so welcome. Let's see what we get. A huge consumer of crowns. I mean, it's a good unit. We're just not doing enough damage yet. That's the thing. We need to do more damage. I can easily kill these guys. I think I want to give you some armor. You actually have an attack now, which might be worse. Let's put, oh, they all have spikes, so you die in one hit. I see. Well, if you die in one hit, that's perfect, because you're not gonna have Ember Drain then. So you can just come out. Now you're taking 50. This'll kill everything. It means we have a consumer up here, but I think we need to play the consumer down here. We need to get that damage done there, and then you can come out here and just live for as long as you can. Rage, we're gonna try to keep you alive as long as possible. Kinda need some more card draw now. Turns out once we play those, you know, first 10 cards out of our deck, now we need more. We need some more cards. So I kind of like the idea of bringing back the Impish Scholar with the mold, because then we can also just do 200 damage. And then we get another card back on top of this. Okay, it's not a good card, but you have 1 HP, you have 1 HP, and we're gonna bring back you, because you need health to actually survive the hits. So you're dead. You need to do as much damage as possible. This means you can attack twice and get 2 kills. You attack once, you attack once. We do this. Do this. Can't believe that doesn't actually get any more damage. I guess because you'd still die on that, but that's fine. So we'll give you this, and now you're gonna die. Keep buffing your rage, I guess. Still need a lot more damage. Still need a lot more damage. Okay, bring back the best spike driver we have, who can actually land 3 hits now. Actually, we can keep it alive with the welder helper, but would we rather keep our champ alive? I mean, if you land 3 hits, that's all you need anyways. You're gonna die regardless, so let's see what this brings back. Another spike driver, okay. Yeah, let's welder. That's insanely good to see. Now you're all dead. You're taking 39 damage though. I could just horn break you to kill you. Or I could do this, but the imp might cost me energy next. Well, who cares about the energy? Energy's not been a problem. You might as well get the rally trigger. And then honestly, wipe you because you're annoying. And then let's just buff everything on this floor. She's not gonna burn out, don't worry. She does have 5 HP. That's okay, that's what the Welder Helper's floor is for, along with the Remnant Pact. So I think we're okay. Bring back the best spike driver you can. Although Consumer is pretty good too. Then do this, then this, then this, then this. Okay, now you're gonna hit the pyre for 6 if I let you live. I don't mind that at all. I think I'd rather... You're gonna die in 1 hit, but you are gonna do 200 damage. Is that good enough? Dude, I don't know. I suppose we should start down here. Don't play it. Well, you have energy. Don't play it. Let the pyre take a little bit of damage. Continue your molding process. You love to see the spike drivers. So the weakest one goes in the front. You're taking 1400 damage. We will be fine. And then we want you. And then we want the best one here. And then we want you, and then we want you, and then we want just one of these. Okay. I think we're gonna make it out of this just fine. I can't believe it seems like I'm gonna make a Shardtail Queen run work, considering that I mean, you know me, I find this to be one of the worst champions in the game. But I think that's just because I have a hard time with it. Bubonic Lettuce, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Buddy. Buddy, buddy. March of Shields, move a unit to the front and apply armor 10. I don't think we need that. Endless Extinguish, draw 1 Votavary. That just doesn't seem very good. I will say, dazing the final boss, dazing anything, seems fantastic. Big Reform also seems pretty good. So it's actually a bit of a tough choice. We're probably gonna go Merchant of Magic. We don't need upgrades at this point, which means we're not gonna duplicate. I mean, we don't mind it if our units die. We need better reformation. So I actually do think Sacred Wicks is good here. We need to bring back our units as quickly as possible. That's how we can do it. Yeah, we'll go to the right. Double stack. Not what we're looking for. Although burnout 11? Doesn't seem important, does it? Let's just make something cheaper. Let's make a mold cheaper. That way you can always play it. I mean, even if we can just make this holdover, it'd be fantastic. Remove consume. Fantastic. Love it. I love to see it. Well, I have to admit, I actually think that like a Sacred Wicks is fine. Just so that you have one of those in the deck that can bring back 2 units. Ah, dude. These are all so good. Double summon abilities. When you play a unit, a random card in your hand gets reduced to 0. Conserve energy between turns, can hit the X card payoff on freaking Wax and Spike here. I mean, I kind of just want them both. We don't really need summon effect, although it would give us 2 cards back off of an Impish Scholar, which is very interesting. I mean, can I take it all? 2, 4, 6? Not quite. I wish there was a way I could like turn this into money, but I don't think I can. I think I'm going to remove 1 consumer, and I'm very tempted to remove 1 Horned Warrior, but I might just remove like 1 Sacrificial Resurrection. I don't think we need 2 of them. remove a welder helper, but I kind of like having the ability to pick up armor when I need it. Could remove a primitive mold, but I don't really want to remove anything that is a mold card. We do need to take more packed shards, so what are we gonna do here? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remove an Impish Scholar, and I'm gonna put it inside of a Spike Driver. Because this is the unit that we're gonna bring back literally every turn. You might as well get a free card out of it, right? Now, is that a summon effect? Where is it? Yeah, it's a summon effect, so we could get it twice now, literally every turn. I think we'll do that, and I think we'll conserve energy. Then, let's remove, you know, we probably don't need to remove consume on this now, because we'll get it back when it consumes. So instead, let's remove one card. Let us remove let's remove the Ritual of Battle. It's too expensive. And then with 170 gold, you might as well just do something else. You might as well just remove a card. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to remove the other Ritual of Battle, but it costs 1, so like it's very easy to play. Let's just remove like, I mean, we could remove the other Impish Scholar now. I'd like to still have 1, I think. Remove a Horned Warrior, even though we've added all the packed shards due to having the unit to begin with. Remove 1 mold. You know what, we added Sacred Wicks. Let's remove 1 random mold card, and then we'll make something cheaper. It'll be a, yeah, Hornbreak, and then the other one can be stronger. There you go. I think we're gonna be quite strong now that we made these changes. Demonic Lettuce says, I could possibly be getting a Necronomicon and VR headset for Christmas. What the heck does a Necronomicon mean? Are you going to curse yourself by entering the caves of Spelunky? That's what it sounds like. Okay, well I have a set order that I want to do things in here. Summon. I want to, oh, this is going to be very interesting. I don't think we want to bring back the Remnant Pact with Endless, but we actually can by Remnant Pact and then Impish Scholar, but I think I'd rather just the card get out of my deck. However, we could Wax and Spike to buff our damage a little bit if we really wanted to, but we'll probably do that down here. So, we are going to, yeah, I like this. You're only taking 33, which is not that much, because you're getting a lot of armor. Makes sense. Let's Impish Scholar. Now you're gonna take a lot less. Important work. No more cards? Oh, okay, that makes sense. You're a Consumer of Crowns. I mean, that's pretty decent. Then we'll mold back the same imp. I don't know. We'll play this and then play you. And then we can make you endless. I don't think we need to make this unit endless to get back consumed cards, but you know what? It's actually kind of funny. Let's do it. Because now we can play that Wax and Spike like every turn, because we're gonna bring this imp back every turn. I'm okay bringing that imp back every turn. That's a sweet get. Oh, look at that Spike Driver. Now, you're gonna bring back 2 cards. I mean, that's kind of exactly what I want. This, I mean, we can just leave that in our hand or just play it to dump it at this point. You gotta go, but I can't kill you. You, however, you go up here, you will die. If I sacrifice you, it'll draw a card. Let's sacrifice you and draw a card because you're dying anyways. In fact, I can just bring you back. Oh. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. That's fine. What are we gonna do? We gotta slow down these enemies. How are we gonna do that? Well, this gets 3 kills here, so I really like just that. And then we can play this. We can play the Consumer of Crowns. I don't want to play the Consumer of Crowns. I want to play this Horned Warrior. You're all dead. You're all dead. You're dying. Who cares? Let's buff. We could buff you, or we could buff all these boys. Let's buff all of these units. I know we're not saving our energy turn after turn, but we get a lot of energy turn after turn. Muzzy says, is that the book from Evil Dead, or am I wrong here? That is the book from the Evil Dead, but they're getting the literal Necronomicon? Gahar, Izus. You're dying. I don't care. You're dying. I care. Hit, hit, hit. Hit. Hit, hit. We need to put a couple of things here to keep you alive. We need the spike driver to come out and die, so let's start. How do I make you cheaper? You're Scholar. Oh, I just had 7 energy last turn. That makes sense. Wax and Spike. So that'll come back. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I just kind of like this, because then we can do this. Now we have a lot of cards in the Consume deck that we can bring back every turn, which means that we're gonna have a lot more cards in our hand every turn. He didn't die. Excuse me. You were supposed to die. That you didn't is a little rude, but I will allow it. You need the armor. Should have probably Wicked Blazed one of them. What happened to, oh, because the imp didn't die. Right, makes sense, okay. Everything here is dying, which is perfect. I like that the spike driver is dying, so I kind of don't want to mess with this at all. We could hit the boss a little bit harder, I suppose, so, you know, I'll put down a draft. And we'll put down a Consumer and a Horned Warrior. We're gonna have an energy problem next turn, but it's not so bad. That Wax and Spike is actually doing a ton of damage. It's helping our damage output more than I thought it would. Which is very nice. So brought back a mold and a mold. So the mold, well, the Wicked Blaze first gives us a spike driver. Might as well just play it, right? In fact, you know, I think I'm just gonna let you sit in my hand for a minute. I'll just play it next turn. So I am starting to realize something. What am I starting to realize? I'm starting to realize that we kind of have a similar problem to one we had previously on a different run, where our units, because they're so quick, they don't die, which means that they don't get reformed. But because we have so much to do every turn, I don't think it matters. And because of the Wicked Blaze, when they do die, we are able to reform them. And because we have Hornbreak, we are able to kill our units and bring them back. So I don't think it quite matters on this run. But I remember this being a problem previously when we had multiple quick multi-strike draft and the Little Fade trying to buff them on death, but the Little Fade was never dying. Doesn't seem to be a problem here because, you know, units are dying every turn. And we can kill our own units with the horn break, so it's kind of working. It's kind of working. Even now, I'm like, where's my good spike driver with the Impish Scholar inside of it? It's all the way at the bottom of my deck. Fantastic. Why don't we... Man, these quick spike drivers are not doing it for me anymore. I suppose what we should do is like kill a spike driver just to bring it back, right? Crap, you're in the way too. What a terrible kind of floor this is ending up being for us, but I think we can still make it work. Let's get the spike driver out. Let's kill it and mold it, because we have something to do on this turn now. You're dying, which is good. Play it. I'm gonna give it armor just in case it can survive, and then we will also, do I want to summon a draft or just play the spike driver? I think I'd rather just play the spike driver. But we have a lot of units to kill on every floor. More targeted damage spells to kill our own units would be nice. Monarch, welcome. How do the challenges go? They're going. It's certainly this run's being a little weird, but I think we're making it work. I mean, I have a 300 damage spike driver, so that seems pretty good. We can bring back... Dude, I think the consumer's too big. It's a great tank though, but I think he's too big for right now. So we want... Probably put you in the back at this point. It's the good spike driver. Wait a minute, that's the unit that I actually wanted. Let's go, okay. So you know what, honestly, just give me the... Now we want the consumer next turn, so don't play him now. Or do we want him next turn when we just have all the spike drivers? I got no freaking idea. I wish I knew which spike driver was which. I think this, the one in front is the one that has Impish Scholar. We did get both horn breaks. I mean, are we almost going infinite? No, because we need draw if we make this guy endless, but because the cards are consumed, we can bring him back. So what's consumed in the deck? Sacred Wicks. So it's like Hornbreak. I gotta like get you out of the way so I have more places to play units. We can bring back these. We can replay a spike driver colony now, which brings back but it didn't bring back a card that could let me reform, but it almost did, and then we could have maybe gone infinite off of being able to constantly Hornbreak it and then resummon it every turn, and then it would scale up until the point where it couldn't get Hornbreaked, and then we would stop, I think. That's funny, but you know what? We can free up even more space now, and then we can free up even more space now. And then, you know, I don't really want to play you. I don't really want to play you down here either. I think I'm just gonna spike up the whole floor and then just sack my whole hand. I don't want any of those cards. They're not the cards I'm looking for. They're not the cards you're looking for. This is the cards I'm looking for. So what do we need? We need to bring back Impish Scholar Spike Driver. You might think this other Spike Driver, give me a second. Give me a freaking second, okay? didn't really get what I was looking for. You know, this is fine. Maybe I did get what I'm looking for? No, that's still fine. And then... I think we'll just play the draft. I mean, the boss has already taken 2,000 damage, and they're taking another... Okay, I mean, they're only taking 600, but still. 700, but still. And then honestly, just like, keep consuming these cards. It makes sense to consume because any unit in your hand will get stronger when it reforms back. And you know what this is bringing back. And you know what this is bringing back. And you're dead. Our queen died? But you know what? Our queen did come back with the same amount of health they had when they died, so that actually worked totally perfectly. And I'm just playing cards. I'm going out of control. You can't stop me now. All right, one fight left. And in fact, this next fight is easier because our units will die because Divinity will kill them. Having mentioned that we did this previously and had a bad time with our quick units, I think we died on Seraph, but I mentioned if only we can make it to Divinity, our units will die every turn because our champion is gonna die every turn, but we died on Seraph. This should be the easier fight. It really should be. And we can even make our Shardtail Queen endless immediately, which is also what we're probably gonna do. I mean, this just seems like a great turn one. We're not gonna be killing these guys right now, but we'll kill them later. Two Wicked Blaze in hand is not what we're looking for, so I'm just gonna consume this. And, you know, I'm gonna play you just so you die, honestly. I wish I could dump this, but we can't play anything else. The other cards in our hand are too important. It's a bit of a wonk play. Also, our Welder Helpers will always be killed. Very nice. Okay, so now, this will give us an energy refund. Consumer of Crowns is playable. Might as well get him out there. Now, if I wanted to, I could kill my Horned Warrior and bring him back. I think I'd much rather just stop you from doing 20 damage. It's not enough, though. You know, actually, I really like this turn because we can kill you, bring you back immediately, and then also be able to play a draft and get our garbage out of our hand. I think that's fine. I'd really like it if you live to do some damage, though. Get down there. So units are making it up. It's extremely scary, but we haven't drawn our premier cards yet. And we still haven't, because we only have two, well, we have 3 banner units in the deck, but we still haven't really gotten what we wanted. I think we are over the hump, though. So it'll be you. Taking a lot of damage. You're doing 11, so the draft dies up here, so we shouldn't play it. We should have played maybe both Horned Warriors up here. Either way, like we do have a lot of damage up here now. Things are gonna make it to the pyre and hit the pyre. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what can I say? We're just not getting the units that we need. We're not getting the cards. Where the hell is my Spike Drivers? Where the hell is my Wax and Spike? Where the hell is my Impish Scholar giving me cards back every turn? There you are, you're there. Okay, well, we finally got it. You have to be hit, though. And everything is almost dying up there. So even though it was extremely poor, we're almost where we need to be. Everything is dying on the top floor. I will, at this point, ignore the top floor. There is a consumer down here. It would be nice to play that in the draft. So why don't you come down here? Yes, that's pretty much what I was looking for. Trying to think how we're gonna do this now. There is a consumer, so we can bring that back, or we can important work first, then Sacred Wicks, then we get it back anyways. So then we can consumer. There's no sweeper on this floor. Then we can draft in the back, do some extra damage. You're still gonna give me cards back. Yeah, I don't mind them. Endless to a friendly unit. Mold, Sacred Wicks. We want the Impish Scholar every turn, so you're gonna be endless. We don't want to play the Welder Helper. We don't want to play the Mold either. Hornbreak, you might as well, do some damage up here. Stop the spikes, whatnot. I could even possibly keep the Shardtail Queen alive, but I don't really mind that she's dying because she's gonna come back anyways. But if everything on this floor is already dead, I don't really care. I'd much rather stop you. So for instance, this does a lot more damage to you. This stops a lot of the spikes. I still have to do a lot on future turns, but for now we're, kind of okay. And maybe we just give you a bunch of rage since you're gonna live for a few turns. Gain damage. You might as well, I think, gain a little bit of damage. Should have maybe buffed you up, but... And then Welder Helper, keep it in your hand. So, it's looking mighty spicy. But not terrible yet. Shardtail Queen is definitely gonna come out. Unless there's something else that needs to go out on the floor. No units are dead? Really? Dude, I have 4 spike drivers at the bottom of my deck. Where's my spike drivers game? 16, 11, 11, 11 sweep. You'll keep everyone alive. And now you're taking 101. Wax and Spike has to be played. We're just not doing enough. We're close, but we're not quite there. Has anything died? No. So you know what I think about this is actually kill you and bring you back with more damage. Yeah, I could kill you, but we gotta buff our units, and these are the only units that we have, so I feel like we have to buff them. Or if I kill you, we'll get back a Hornbreak, a Sacred Wicks, a Primitive Mold, or a Remnant Pact. You're dying anyways, I don't really care. I think we will, although when you die, I can reform you. So this is weird, but I think this is actually a very important turn to maybe go minorly infinite. Yeah, it's weird, but bear with me on this one. Hornbreak. I'm so dumb. He goes in to the draw pile, not the death pile, because you made him endless, you dummy. Okay, well. Just end me. Don't end me. Instead, buff the damage on this floor so everything dies. That's not the first time I made that mistake, and it's probably not gonna be the last. Dude, you living with 2 HP is actually a huge problem. Okay, the queen will enable you to be killed, I think. But we have to start like this. Oh look, spells. We should have drawn 2, but my mistake there. So that'll kill you. This floor is completely toasted. Dude, 4 spike drivers still at the bottom of my freaking deck. What the hell? Okay, now use the Hornbreak on these guys. You have to, because you gotta buff something. You might as well buff these guys. Should have played the Endless Queen at the front, but that's probably fine. You're taking 500 damage. We're doing something. And honestly, I'm like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're a sweeper? That's very unfortunate. It means I can't do what I wanted to do, but we're gonna do it anyways. Save the mold, just consume these. I'm getting another unit in my deck, because I can't freaking play anything. Oh look, a spike driver. God damn. Now, nothing is living up here. That's insanely bad, and if we can't do anything about it, we are going to die. So how do you do anything about it? Dude, I don't know. I guess you start here. What can we bring back? Welder helper? Are we really gonna just bring back a welder helper for armor? It's 40 armor, so it will keep you alive, I think, but they do 60 damage. It's actually worth more just to kill one of these guys. 12, 12, 45, that's not good enough. We can also get 40 armor on top of this. No, not if we do that. Crap. Making the Impish Scholar endless, I think, was a bad idea. We can get back... I mean, we can get back 4 units. We can get back a Draft and a Welder Helper. Ooh. Kill my own unit and bring him back. I have no idea. If I kill you, I can't bring you back. If I kill you, I can. I think we have... 12, 12, 15, 15. I can't kill these units. They're gonna kill me. They are going to kill me. And I'm gonna call this. I'm kind of pissed because the bottom of our deck are our units. But because they're not banner units, we didn't have the ability to draw them early, and so we're just we're stalling. Unable to do a damn thing. And I think it's entirely because I made this guy endless. It means I can't combo and get more cards to draw off of. Like, I can't get Impressive back. I can't get Sacred Wicks to get even more information going. We should have played on the bottom floor, I think. This is too late to stop the enemies. I can't do 800 damage in this turn. But if we had to, how would we do it? We would do it like this. $40. It's not enough. I don't want to have to like restart the battle, but like this is just, it's BS because 4 spike drivers were on the last draw of the deck, basically. Yeah, it's a thick deck, but like it's very improbable for this to be the case for our draw, but it is, and it's bad enough that it's killing us. And you can't even give me cards back because you already did. So I'm like, Shoom Endless, reform a unit, hold over, reform a unit, and apply an additional +10. Reform a unit and apply an additional +10. It's got to be Welder Helper for the 40 armor, but then bring back a Draft and have it tank 2 hits. Well, I mean, we gotta... but this guy's doing 60 damage. $24, $40. So I'm like, what about this? And then... It's 159 damage, not even close to being enough. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the BM thing, and I'm gonna do that fight again, because I feel like I got destroyed a little bit by the RNG on that one. But I want to do the classic thing. I want to see what different decisions could have made. Like for instance, this is too slow. This is too slow. So what we're gonna do instead is start down here. So she's living, she's doing some damage. We'll make her endless. Our draw sucks. Maybe we're okay just sacrificing everything in hand right now. Let's save Wicked Blaze, sack all this, get another unit out there. We're getting a kill on turn 1. Is it a little bit, I think we may have learned our lesson? Maybe, let's see. Horned Warrior comes out, Welder Helper is here. So Welder. Man, everything is just dying down here, huh? Horned Warrior. We have the energy to play a Consumer. Wow, this guy just still has damage shield, huh? Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Everything's living now. I mean, we're kind of weakening them more than we were previously, and we're kind of getting through the deck a little bit faster, it feels like. And if these guys hit the pyre, look, these guys hit the pyre. That's what they're here for. They're here to be jerks. Wow, so we actually just have nothing to play on this turn, huh? I mean, I think it's going better. We did kind of specifically play our queen down there to die, but I think that was the intention, wasn't it? And now that we got through our deck a little bit faster, I think we're actually in a better position, because now we can, we can bring back units, including one good draft if we need it. So here's what I think we do. And we got the Consumer out, which we didn't last time. Can we bring back the Welder Helper? Yes, we can. Everything's dying. And now we can kind of do this. I mean, you can kind of see now we're actually like weirdly comboing off of this, which was kind of the intention. But now he's not endless, so it's not costing us the draw. So we have a ton of energy. You might as well take this. He gets his cards back. One of which is the Horn Break. He gets his cards back. Have we gone infinite now? It brings us back. It didn't bring us back the Horn Break. That's fine, because we still have one. Very strange. Oh, look, Horn Break. I don't know why I'm doing this at this point. It's amusing. We've made a tank out of this Impish Scholar, which I guess is kind of what we wanted it to be anyways, so. We still have a Horn Break, which we should play. Let's play it here, because then we can get back a better Horned Warrior. Yeah, okay. I mean, starting at the bottom really did seem to matter a lot, because we were able to actually get units out there killed, and then I consumed all the molds I had earlier, knowing that we would get them back once we started bringing cards back due to the Impish Scholar. So you just Sacred Wicks, well, maybe not twice immediately, Sacred Wicks once. Then you Sacred Wicks again. My hand is full, but that's actually still fine. And then, where's my consumer? Oh, he's in the draw pile because I didn't have room in my hand. A little annoying, but that's fine. You know what? I think I'm gonna blow you up. Lots of units up here I'm noticing. We gotta deal with that somehow. Okay, fair. So let's kill you. See if we can bring you back. Lay you. So I'm hoping we'll get the explosive back, which we didn't. But give you some armor, not enough to keep you alive. It will be. Okay, maybe later. Maybe some other time. And I can't kill you, which means our pyre is dead, I think. Because I forgot about all of these units up here being trash. Well, yeah, our pyre is totally dead. Because I was not paying attention. But there's definitely a win in here somewhere with a certain combination of playing on specific floors. But I will say, we got so unlucky with the spike drivers being at the bottom of the deck, all 4 of them. I just needed like one earlier, then it can come back, keep dying, keep being reformed. But unfortunately, like we just don't have, I think, the units capable of handling this fight. I really just want to restart again just so that I can get this this challenge complete. But I'm not gonna do that. It's a loss. It's a fair loss. Let's end turn. I accept my L. But also, could you like actually give me better draw? Was it a thick deck? Yeah, it was a bit of a thick deck. But 1, maybe 2 spike drivers early, and then all of a sudden we win this. That's it. It's that easy. But we had too many cards in the deck that were reformed or reform generators and not enough units to reform. But I do kind of blame the trial for that because we added molds, which were 2 molds, Remnant Pact, which is 2 Remnant Pact, Sacred Wicks, which is 2 Sacred Wicks, Wicked Blaze, which is 2 Wicked Blaze. We probably added too many of these cards, but just a little bit better draw on the spike drivers would have done it, because I kind of did go, not all in, I did have a couple of Horned Warriors, but I needed their damage. I needed their quick damage, specifically, to do damage to allow us to kill everything, because I can't do 800 damage in a turn without them. Fair run. Annoying, but that's the luck of the random, the luck of the draw, and the luck of the expert challenges to an extent, and also my bad play. Hey, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel. Any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train.